Meanwhile, the inclement weather has left several communities underwater and multiple roads impassable. We now take you to some scenes across the island. We begin in the south of the island. No parish was spared from the onslaught of heavy rains across the island, multiple bridges and homes battered by the heavy downpour. In St. Catherine, several communities were flooded and roads left impassable. Fairview, on the outskirts of the parish capital, Spanish Town, first responders could be seen making their way through the rising waters. A rescue mission for persons stuck on the road. Not even this police car was able to make it through the water. This resident says it's not the first time he's experiencing this issue.
As long as rain fall, we have flooding. My house flood. Every house on the back where the crescent is also flooded. The only solution we have to this is for them to rectify the pond. As long as the pond full, we are going to flood out.
Civil Meadows in Spanish Town also took a hit. Water from an adjacent drain made it hard to tell where the road started, which takes us to the nearby St. John's Road. Our newsroom obtained footage of multiple vehicles stuck along the road. The occupants of this taxi narrowly escaped as the vehicle was swept into a ditch by the waters. It's a similar story in the neighboring parish of Clarendon. These shots from atop of the Maypen Bridge show the raging waters of the Rio Minho. The same water would make its way through various communities. Manchester and St. Elizabeth also had their fair share of flood waters. The Junction Fire Brigade had to assist two families to get to their homes as flood waters rendered them inaccessible. The communities of Duff House, Alligator Pond and sections of Junction were all underwater. There were also reports of flooding in sections of St. Anne and Negril. But back to the corporate area, there weren't many surprises. Sections of Spanish Town Road and other areas known to experience flooding during heavy rains lived up to expectation. And as we reported, the rains caused several blocked roads. We're now joined by Communications Manager at the National Works Agency, Stephen Shaw. Mr. Shaw, thank you so much for joining us. Now, the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management earlier this evening said that the Bogwalk Gorge is closed due to the bad weather. What's the latest, Mr. Shaw?
It continues to be closed. Bashan, good evening to you and your viewers. As is the road in Clarendon, which is Amen Town, the road from Moko to Frank Field. We are now watching very carefully the Bull Bay area as it continues to rain, and the heavy siltation or deposit in the Chalky River is now a major concern to us, as the river has actually breached its embankment, and there's a nearby road, which I believe is Wees Road, where persons actually live. That area is now experiencing some of that storm water.
So have crews already been dispatched to these communities to clear any of the roadblocks?
Hello?
Yeah, Mr. Shaw, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, so have crews already been dispatched to some of these areas to clear some of the roadblocks?
Yes, we have crews we have dispatched in all the areas. We have received reports from at least 10 of the 14 parishes. We have been able to respond and reopen to at least single lane some roads, because it's a combination of flooding, washed down silt, fallen rocks, and downed trees that would have been impacting several of these corridors. But we have been able to respond without putting our teams, our NAA staffers, or the team members from private entities at risk.
What are some of those roads that have now been reduced to single lane?
Sorry, you're breaking up.
You mentioned a short while ago that some roads have been reduced to single lanes. What are some of those roads?
So, for example, in St. Catherine, the road from Zion Hill Bridge to Tullow, we have been able to get a single lane access there. Over in St. Elizabeth, the Holland Bamboo Road, the major corridor that was impassable, we have managed to remove some of the impediments, so to that from Lacovia to Mountainside and from Lacovia to Vauxhall. These are some of the areas that we have been able to treat with. And of course, in St. Andrew, we have been able to regain access to sections of Mavis Bank, Flamstead and those areas.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Shaw. That was the communications manager at the National Works Agency, Stephen Shaw, giving us an update on the roads across the island.